Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Ranking Member, members of the committee. We are absolutely thrilled to be here to talk about this very important matter. My name is Rory Diamond. I'm the Executive Director of K9s for Warriors. We are the nation's largest provider of service dogs for veterans with PTS, traumatic brain injuries, and/or who have been victims of military sexual trauma. With me today is Brett Simon, the founder of K9s for Warriors and the current head of our K9 division. We also have two of our graduates. We have Joe Svoboda, an 18-year Army veteran who did 3 tours in Iraq. Service dog. I also have with me Adam LeGrand, a 10-year Air Force veteran who helped men and women in uniform as a medic. He's with his service dog, Molly. As has already been mentioned, statistically speaking, 22 veterans are going to commit suicide today. That's why K9s for Warriors exists. We were founded by a mom. Her name is Sherry Duvall, and she was worried about her own son's PTS. 5 years later, K9s for Warriors has grown into an organization with 36 dedicated staff. We have a 9-acre, 17,000 square foot state-of-the-art campus in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. And most importantly, we have a track record of helping hundreds of veterans overcome the symptoms associated with PTS. Importantly, we are very successful at preventing veteran suicide. Every warrior that comes through our door gets the family treatment, I would say. They get a service canine, they get equipment, training, certification, seminars, legal instruction, vet care, housing, home-cooked meals. We have house moms who listen to them. We have house dads who provide advice. And frankly, we have a full wraparound services and follow-up for the life of the dog and the life of the veteran. At K9s for Warriors, we say we always have our veterans' backs, and we absolutely never charge our veterans. Our program is 100% free. We've had 2 independent sets of researchers evaluate our program. These are PhDs. Who've looked at the efficacy of our program have come back with the exact same conclusion. The program works. The dogs are effective. Let me just provide a flavor of this. The average K9s for Warrior applicant is on 10 to 15 medications. Fully 92% of them will reduce or eliminate those medications after receiving their dog. 73% of our graduates improve their overall health. 85% will handle anxiety better. 82% report having fewer suicidal thoughts and suicidal ideation. 77% report a reduction of nightmares or night terrors, finally being able to get a full night's sleep and being able to get on a life cycle. As Adam LeGrand, who is behind me, says about his service dog, Molly, she gives me the ability to be a father and a functioning member of society again. And as Joe, who's behind me, also says, I just wouldn't be here without Lily. She is the light in the darkness of PTSD. So when we hear and read on the VA's website that there is, quote, not enough research yet to know if dogs actually help treat PTS and its symptoms, we fundamentally disagree. There is not a void of research in this regard that we don't know whether or not a service dog can help mitigate the symptoms associated with PTSD and its associated comorbidities. There is enough research. K9s for Warriors is an example of how that can work. Given the current crisis of veteran suicide in America, we think it makes sense to err on the side of providing more options for our veterans. What is the harm here? The very worst thing that could happen is a veteran ends up with a dog. But the VA's response is something that we have seen over and over and over again, that there is a reluctance to agree that this can work. Our warriors report to us, and they come from all over the country, 42 states, 150 cities, and we ask them all the time, tell us, how is the VA treating you? How is your PTS being treated? And this is what they tell us, and it's shockingly similar and frustrating to hear over and over again. They wait, and they wait, and they wait, and they finally get an appointment. Then they go and get their appointment at the hospital, and they wait hour after hour after hour, and finally they get in front of a psychologist or psychologist or a clinical social worker, and they have their moment. And let's understand what this moment is. This is the one lifeline our government is giving these veterans to recover from PTS. This is their one chance. And do they get 45 minutes of a discussion of the wonderful panoply of options that we just heard Dr. Fallon talk about? No. They report to 10, 15 minutes maybe. The first question is always about how are your meds? And then I guarantee you they walk out with another prescription drug. The VA has 3 responses to the PTS crisis in America. Drugs, drugs, and more drugs to help you with the drugs we already gave you. That is the response, and we find it unacceptable. The VA, in our opinion, has fumbled the first round of the pilot program. In our opinion, we have no confidence that they will successfully pull off the second round. We see an immediate veteran suicide crisis today. We believe the time is now, not after the VA gets their act together, but right now to start saving these lives. We appreciate the chairman's leadership on this issue and be happy to answer